Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are examining the self-realization aspect in this series, and we just completed the talk on who is Ishvara, and before that we talk about who is a Jiva. And we asked the question, is Jiva same as Ishvara or Jiva is different from Ishvara? So because this is a lot of confusion in terms of the role of Ishvara and the role of Jiva. And this confusion boils down to again that is God realization same as the self-realization? Are they different or the same? By having self-realization, what do I achieve if I don't get God realization? If I get God realization, is that sufficient for me to be free? So all these questions, and because different philosophical traditions and acharyas have explained differently, therefore confusion is always there. Therefore one has to use proper understanding. And what is proper understanding? Why do you say your understanding is better than my understanding? No, but you have to use logic also. So the scriptural support and then logic support, and then we talk about anubhava later, experience also. So now we are asking who is a Jiva and who is Ishvara. So Ishvara, we said he is the creator and he is a sustainer and is also annihilator. Annihilator means that keeps changing. All the changes are occurring because of the presence of the Ishvara. But himself doesn't undergo any change. So he is conserved in the change. That's what law of conservation we said. A plus B is equal to C plus D. The matter is conserved. But in the absolute sense, Krishna gives you absolute law of conservation. When many years ago we were talking about law of conservation. And there he says that which exists can never cease to exist. It means can never disappear to exist. That which is non-existent can never come into existence. And that's law. That means existence itself is conserved. How, in what form it exists may change. Form may change. So that's what example of ring may change, ring form may change into a bangle form, but what is conserved in this matter is conserved. The gold is conserved. Unless goldsmith takes some matter to his home. But it is conserved. So law of conservation is law of matter conservation and lot of energy conservation. But absolute law of conservation is law of pure existent consciousness, limitless, has to be conserved, because infinite cannot undergo any modification, no degradation. Avyayam, vyayam is expense. There is nothing that it can lose anything because there is no nose to wear. There is nothing other than itself. So infinite is inexhaustible, and that happiness is also inexhaustible happiness, limitless. Therefore, Krishna talks about the law of conservation. The way I look at it is that which exists. Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sataha. This is in the Gita 2nd chapter 16 sloka. It says that which exists can never cease to exist. That is non-existent can never come into existence. So existence is conserved, only names and forms are changing. The whole world is continuously changing, and the word for world is Jagat. Jagat means that which continuously changes. That's how the etymological meaning is Jayate, Gacchate, iti Jagat. That which keeps on continuously changing, never remains same. So I can never get happiness through the world because it keeps changing. I cannot have the same setup. I say, oh, this is beautiful, everything, but it will change again. What should I do? Right, again keep changing. So there is no way I can keep system constant, because that itself is changing. and only changeless entity in the changing things is the very substratum, the adharam, that which supports the whole thing cannot change. And what is that supports? It is pure Satchidananda, not electrons, protons or neutrons. All that is continuously changing. How do the electron protons change? Matter is conserved. We'll come to that when we talk about sleep, deep sleep state and all that. So therefore, that Brahman appears to be as a jiva by local reflection, number one. So for a jiva, we are talking about the three stages involved. One is there is a local mind, and the mind has a capacity to reflect consciousness also in addition to the existence, because mind has to exist to reflect. So existence and consciousness are getting reflected. By reflecting consciousness, it becomes enlivened with the consciousness, as though it's called reflected consciousness, or Chidabhasa. And by process of reflection, it is also acting like a conscious entity. Up to that is there as long as the mind is there. But a notion in the mind arises that I am this mind, where subject or object are getting. Who gets a notion? A conscious part of it is getting notion, because unconscious part cannot do anything. So only a notion can arise only in the conscious entity. So therefore, conscious part of the mind, if you want to call it a part, it's a luminous part of the moon thinks that I am an independent luminous entity. Same way, the conscious part of the mind thinks that I am an independent conscious entity, and this is my mind. So I am different from mind. So what is the difference? There is no difference. It is only the consciousness that is exhibited by the mind is different from the mind itself. That's what the so-called division is. So when I am this, who says that? The mind itself says. Mind says I am the mind. So I am part is different from mind part, but that says mind only. All this confusion is only because these are inseparable. The reflection and the reflecting media cannot be separated. The original light and the reflected light cannot be separated. The original light and the reflected light and the reflecting medium cannot be separated. Without the reflecting medium, there is no reflection. And without a reflection, there is no concept of jiva also. All are hooked up, and that is a jiva, we said. And who is Ishvara or Paramatma or God? God is that same Brahman, pure existent consciousness, reflected in the total mind. Is called the Ishvara. Total intellect is called Ishvara. Total mind is called the Hiranyagarbha or Brahmaji, and the total matter is called the Virat Swarupa, the whole matter world, including this body. So all three are discussed in the Ishvara's part. Satchidananda aspects are there. So it's the same Brahman. Reflected in the totality is Ishvara, same Brahman reflected in the locality is Jiva. Clear now? Now, where is the totality? How did the totality come? We already mentioned how the creation. If I am created because of my vasanas, you are created because of your vasanas. So the world that is arising or the world environment that is seeking is conducive to my vasanas, which can be including both my likes and dislikes or raga dveshas. And your world is including all your likes and dislikes, and her world is including all her likes and dislikes. Therefore, total world is nothing but the sum total of all likes and dislikes, and creator has to create to suit my likes and dislikes. So I went and bought a beautiful bungalow, the building, and I want people to occupy, and I selected those people, and those are part of the people who want along with me or joining there. So samishti vasana, the total vasana of all people together, is being maintained by that building construction, all that. engineer wants to build, the fellow wants to build. All people are coming into force in order to building that and living in that. All are part of the samishti, totality. So when I am born in an environment, my vasanas are there, my parents' vasanas are also there, my sibling vasanas are there, my grandparents' vasanas are also there, my children going to be also are responsible in one way or other because they are born into my family. So their vasanas are conducive so that they can exhaust, and my vasanas are in such a way that they need them to make exhaust. So everybody depends on somebody else for their likes and dislikes, because that is the vasana that has to be exhausted. So individual Vyakti is individual vasanas created in individual jiva, and samishti is the total vasanas of all people together, is the cause for the creation of the total world. So when a goldsmith creates in terms of varieties of rings and the bangles and necklace, he takes into consideration the demand of all the customers that are there, and depending upon the maximum number that can satisfy, he is going to make those particular rings and bangles only. In the same way, Ishvara has to think, and what is the think basis, how to create, and that creation power that he gets by Maya. Maya Shakti we discussed, and what is the Maya Shakti? Is nothing but sum total of all vasanas put together becomes the power with which the Lord is going to create. Now we are defining the Lord, number one, creation and all that. Who is the one who created? Is a material cause and is an intelligent cause and all that. Now we are defining a God is the one who utilizes the existing vasana of all together, and we call that as Maya. So what's the Maya? Maya is the power of the Ishvara. So power has to rest in locus. Power cannot be there in blank without a locus. So Maya is the power that uses, and Ishvara is called Mayavi, the one who has the power. And he is the one who creates the whole universe using the power of Maya. What is Maya? Maya is that samishti vasana, that is all vasanas put together. And what is vasana? Vasanas are impressions of, my vasanas are impressions in my mind due to my actions. And how did I act? Because I take myself what I am not and acting. When did I start? It is a beginningless creation. So vasanas are beginningless, actions are beginningless, and therefore jivas are also beginningless. Therefore creation is also beginningless. Therefore Ishvara is also beginningless. All that is implied in that, and this is logically established in the Vedanta. Right? The science. You can question it, and depending upon the question and depending on the background of the student, sometimes the answer is given in that way. And other question with a different background, his teacher may provide him a different answer. But the one who looks at all answers and look at the essence of it, and that's called samanvayam, consistency, self-consistency is there in the whole scriptures, that is filtered out by the acharyas. So who is an acharya, who is a teacher? Who filters all the study of the scriptures and takes the essence and gives the essence to the students. And the more student asks, the more he is exposed to different kinds. With that knowledge, he understands the differences and also the unity that pervades the science. Because the difference is only from the point of who is asking the question and who is answering the question. But the essential fact is the same. So there is no contradiction in that. It may appear contradictory, but essence is the same. That's what it is. So Ishvara is that where the total Maya of all vasanas together. And why did vasana come? Because of the individual ignorance, because I take myself what I am not as I am and then try to solve a problem. Remember all we went through in the process, I accumulate new vasanas and accumulate is deposited into my account as sanchita karma, total account, and that's because of which I take only a limited account called prarabdha karma. destiny, and in the process I accumulate new vasanas, whether I can be exhausting in this life or put it back into account, nothing will be wasted. And everybody has a big accumulated vasana, and that's all part of this Maya only. Only Maya is the total power, of which only a part of it will be coming in this creation and the other part will be coming in. It's a dynamic process. All that is analyzed systematically. Since I asked a question, how is Ishvara different from a Jiva? Now we ask the question, if individual jiva is due to individual ignorance as the basic cause, because I am committing action because of the ignorance. So avidya means ignorance is moola. Avidya means I do not know who I am, and therefore I am taking what I am not, and therefore accumulating all vasanas. So therefore the cause for my creation is ignorance. Cause for your ignorance is your ignorance. Cause for his creation is his ignorance. So total is a total ignorance is only total vasanas is due to total ignorance. That's cause for that. And is that total ignorance same as Maya? This is a topic of discussion in Vedanta also. Is Maya same as avidya? So from one point, if you look at it, is a total ignorance is the Maya, because that's what my ignorance created my problem, your ignorance created your problem, your ignorance created his problem, and total ignorance created total creation. So Maya is same as avidya, but there is a difference. And what is the difference? This has to be clear in the people's mind, because when I say I am, I do not know who I am, therefore I am ignorant of that. If total Maya is resting on the Ishvara, but Ishvara is Maya V, he is only wielding the vasanas, he does not have ignorance. And we call him Sarvajnaha, he knows, and he is Sarvavit. So he knows both the whole creation and also beyond the creation. That's what in the Mundaka Upanishad defines Ishvara. Most beautiful definition comes in the Mundaka Upanishad, Mantra 9 in the first chapter, where he uses the word Sarvavit and Sarvajnaha. Both are terms are used, which mean the same, but one means that he has a paravidya, another is aparavidya. What's paravidya, aparavidya? Paravidya is that which is the whole creation aspect of it, which is objective senses. He knows everything in the creation, and he knows that beyond the creation also. That is what is beyond the creation. Satchidananda is only beyond the creation. He has a knowledge of that. That means he is not an ajnani. Therefore, if you go to temple, they do all pujas and all that. You just go and give and some flowers and then take a prasadam and come. But you have to watch out carefully what a priest is saying. He is telling you names of the Lord. What are the names of the Lord? And when you go to Vishnu Sahasranama, there is a Vishnu, the 1,000 names of Lord Narayana. We just chant gada 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 gada, everything. Sometimes people put a record and then go do something else. Only the recorder will be getting punyam, not because no one listening to it, other than some noise. But what? If you contemplate on each name itself, that tells you about the direction to look at the Ishvara. Start with Vishvam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha. The very first word, where is Narayana? We are looking for Narayana in terms of the four hands and something like that. If you look at it, the picture, this first name itself is Vishvam. The whole universe is Narayana. So what are you looking for? First word itself is enough to see Narayana. Without seeing Narayana, we go to Gurukula, we say nothing will happen. So Vishwam itself is Narayana. The whole universe is Narayana. That's the name of Lord itself is whole universe. Everything is nothing but Narayana, it says. And the next word is Vishnu. Vishnu means what? Yapakatvat Vishnu, who pervades this whole universe. It is not just the names and forms. Leave the names and forms and look at the essence. That's Narayana. Therefore, Ishvara is all-pervading totality. Therefore, he cannot be avidya. He doesn't have ignorance. So when people say, Advaita says that you are God, no Advaitin say I am God. Every Advaitin respects and goes to temple and do puja, everything also. He will have a reverential attitude for the Ishvara. So if I object Advaita, he doesn't have. See, understanding of what is the essence of me is the same as essence of the Lord. That means the same Satchidananda is in this and Satchidananda in the total. What is equated is the essence part, removing all the disparities between the Jiva and the Ishvara, and that essence is one. There cannot be two. That's why it's called Advaita. Advaita means people differentiate non-dual. It's not non-dual, it is non-duality in spite of apparent duality. Oneness in spite of plurality. That who has a vision, who can see one in spite of divisions, he is Advaitin. So in the hierarchical structure of an office, you have one president, then vice presidents, then all the executives, all that, and in that this branch is different, that branch, and each branch further division, and all the way up to workers. So like a tree structure. One moolam, up, one, head of the whole thing. From his vision, everything is one company that I have to make sure it works. That oneness is that. All other divisions is only for convenience to make it the workable unit, so that we need this, we need that, we need that. Several varieties are there required for the sustenance of that one. So urdhva moolam adashakam ashvattam prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya parnani nastvam vedasu vedavit. So urdhva moolam, the root, one root only on the top, and everything is branching down. Varieties and varieties are that. And therefore that one is Satchidanandam, and from that point there is only one. So when they say Ekatvam, that means Jiva equated to Ishvara, no, the equation is only from the point of the essence of Jiva, same as essence of Ishvara, that is, essence is nothing but Brahman alone, Satchidanandam, that is equated. So is the Jiva same as Ishvara? Yes or no? No, if you are looking from the point of the locality versus the plurality. Yes, if you are looking from the essence point. So answer should depends upon the vision of the individual who is asking or who is answering the question. So all that is implied and correctly understood, because people say, Advaita, you are saying God, how can it be God? Therefore that's not the right path, come this path. So that is a ridiculous analysis. Therefore one has to be carefully analyze what exactly one thought. So if you don't, the Advaita is correct, then take other one. But we have given logically what should be the moksha, why Brahman alone is there, and what is the nature of Brahman. It is Satchidananda, which is being infinite, cannot have any qualities. Quality belongs to only finite things. I can define one object with reference to all other objects. So definition involves attributes, qualities, and that quality which is different from all other, therefore it is differentiating from other, therefore it is again limited by not being that. As Brahman, there cannot be any difference of any kind. So number one, we analyze what is Jiva, we analyze what is Ishvara, and also said Jiva cannot be Ishvara. Then what is involved in realization? Realization is realizing the oneness that pervades both the Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. What is that? There are no divisions of any kind. So one who realizes that I am is divisionless. I am because I am pure existent consciousness, limitless that I am. Therefore, all divisions are only apparent level. At the transactional level, at the absolute level, there is no difference of any kind, and that has to be known by the mind, that I am only the mind. But using the mind, I have to recognize, because the consciousness part is there, that conscious part of it is coming from the totality. So all that is implied, and we'll go into a little bit, because this is the essence of self-realization, God realization, or truth realization, any realization of any kind. And this is the moksha, this is the liberation, this is the nirvana, you call it any name, this is the highest. And is it objectless awareness? Do I have to do meditation on that? What exactly meditation? What exactly yoga? All that has to be understood now, and the truth has to be understood. But how do I realize the truth from where I am has to be understood. This we will take up in the next talk. With this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.